Got a game here between the Chicago Bulls and Memphis Grizzlies. Both of these teams not having great seasons. In fact, they're both probably tanking teams, I would say, right now. But got a game between them here in Memphis, so let's see how it plays out. Got Colin Sexton at the free throw line. He's got 24 points on the game, 9 for 11 from the line. Makes the first, ties the game. He's going to make the second one as well. So we got Walter Clayton Jr. bringing up the ball. See this first possession, see what kind of set they're in, what players are on the floor. So it looks like there's going to be a double screen on the left side of the court. I know that's Trey Jones, Modest Buzelis, Leonard Miller, Josh Giddey. Might need to get a better angle of some of these other Grizzly players. But it's going to start as this corner guy. They're going to act like he's going to be the one coming off this double screen, but it's actually going to turn into him setting an off-ball screen, and then the guy who set the first screen is going to come up off of the double screen. So I've never seen that before. I don't know if that's super common, but I like that a lot. Just gives the defense something different. And it's just going to be a regular pass. That's going to turn into maybe a ghost screen. Yep, a ghost screen. Now, I like the movement that Memphis is going for here, but Chicago's playing pretty good defense on this. I don't think anything's really opening up for Memphis here. So it's just going to turn into an isolation. Step back for G.G. Jackson's no good. Josh Giddey the rebound. So got Modest bringing up the ball now. And because no one's in the paint, got two defenders in the backcourt. No one in the paint. Modest is just going to attack early. And no foul call. A bit off balance there from Modest Buzelis. I know he recognized that no one was in the paint, but that's a tough shot to hit. It's going to be rebounded. Got Walter Clayton going to give the ball. Don't know who that is. It's going to be a turnover. Bulls with 10 more turnovers in the game than the Grizzlies, but they're actually leading. Sexton going to bring up the ball up. We got an off-ball screen. Modest Buzelis going to set one for Trey Jones. And then maybe Isaac Okoro going to set an on-ball screen. Or this is a double screen, so Colin Sexton's going to set the first one. So I think that's going to be a switch. Yeah, Walter Clayton Jr. is going to pick up Trey Jones now. And then we got another switch. So I don't know who this is guarding Trey Jones, but simple drive and kick. It's Cedric Coward in the corner guarding Josh Giddey. And it's a pretty good defense from Cedric Coward there. Pass to Modest Buzelis on the opposite wing. Not the best shot. Rebounded by Cedric Coward. And Josh Giddey's going to foul. Not the smartest foul there by Josh Giddey. Clayton now going to bring the ball up for the Grizzlies. Got an Iverson cut by Cedric Coward. Isaac Okoro is chasing him. On-ball screen. This is just going to be an easy switch for Chicago. So now Modest Buzelis picks up Cedric Coward. Kicks it to the top of the key where we have Walter Clayton getting an on-ball screen by 21 right here. And I think that's a switch. It's going to be a switch between Trey Jones and Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey picks him up. Pretty good defense. Good hands by Modest Buzelis. Almost turns into a turnover. And then Walter Clayton does a really good job relocating here to the three-point line. Notices that Josh Giddey's a bit away from him. And I'm taking the shot if I'm Walter Clayton. Got to take that shot in my opinion. Good drive to the basket. Misses the layup though. Now it looks like Isaac Okoro's going to be the one in help here. I'm not too sure if this guy in the corner is a shooter or not. If he's not, then yes, Isaac Okoro should be helping on Walter Clayton Jr. here. If he steps up and this guy decides to cut, Trey Jones might need to be aware of this. But either way, Walter Clayton just ends up smoking a pretty easy layup. Ball now with the Bulls. Modest Buzelis is going to almost take a step back three. And this guy's going to go under the screen. Sexton's just going to pull that. No good. And it is going to stay Chicago basketball. I do not know who this guy is. Do not know who number 21 is, or 72. I don't think I know who 21 is either. Let's see this out of bounds play where Josh Giddey's going to be the one taking it out. So we got three guys on the left elbow and then one guy on the right elbow. Trey Jones going to cut to the basket here. Not going to get open off of that. This is going to turn into a double screen for Colin Sexton going to this corner here. That's not open either. This is just a really well drawn up play because I'm not really too sure who's supposed to be guarding Buzelis here. I think there's some miscommunication. Maybe it's 21. It's probably 21. So 72 is going to follow Trey Jones. Walter Clayton's going to follow Colin Sexton. But it looks like Modest Buzelis might be open here, but this guy is just going to close out once this ball is inbounded. And then you're kind of stuck in the corner here. You do have 13 seconds left on the shot clock, so you can reset. Buzelis going to use an on-ball screen by Colin Sexton. a little off balance by Buzelis there, but I like the idea of that move. Walter Clayton now. This is really ugly basketball. I mean, these are two of the worst teams in the NBA. Oh, I think 21 is Jemai Meshack. And then Ryan Repair is also in the game. This is just tanking at its finest because we have all guards on the floor for Memphis. But yeah, Meshack going to give the ball to Walter Clayton. Turns into a ghost screen. On-ball screen set by Coward. Isaac. See, I don't understand. What's the point of this on-ball screen? Why would you want Walter Clayton to be guarded by Isaac Okoro when he has Tre Jones on him? You're getting a better defender, unless you want the mismatch of Tre Jones and Cedric Coward, which is probably what they're going to. But Clayton can't get it there. Now we're passing this ball over to Meshack with 5 seconds left on the clock, throwing him a grenade. Oh, but it's just a swing pass to the corner. I didn't realize ball. So what happens with... Yeah, Colin Sexton has to be in help here. Colin Sexton just overhelps there. Like, Tre Jones is doing a pretty good job denying the ball, like face guarding Cedric Coward. Plus Isaac Okoro was in the way. Like, this is not an easy pass for Walter Clayton to make. So Colin Sexton just overhelps here. Turns into a wide open three, and it's good. Adama Ball. I've actually never heard of Adama Ball before, but nice shot by him. First points of the game. Bull's going to move quickly up the floor. On-ball screen set by Isaac Okoro. It's a good one. And now Giddey with a full head of steam. Walter Clayton's the only one in the way between him and the basket. Uses his size over Walter Clayton and gets the layup to go. That is a really nice screen there by Isaac Okoro at midcourt. Now we have a Cedric Coward on-ball screen. It's going to set one on Tre Jones. Again, I don't, love that Isaac Okoro is getting switched on, but I know they're going for the Cedric Coward Tre Jones mismatch, and they're wanting to post him up. Someone's probably going to have to come and help. Probably going to be Buzelis or Okoro. And Cedric Coward needs to make a move earlier here, in my opinion. Don't let the defense get set and make it easier for the defense to possibly rotate over in case they have to double this. Like, make a move early on. Like, this could be a fade. This could be a spin to the basket for a layup. Back him down. Tre Jones going to pull the chair. Cedric Coward doesn't really fall for it, and he's going to get a layup. Bulls needed to help earlier there, and I think Cedric Coward should have made a move earlier there. He's got 22 points on the game, shooting over 50 from the field. Giddey with the ball in his hands, going to be guarded by Cedric Coward. Like that matchup a lot for Cedric Coward. Memphis just going to switch this. Ball with some pretty good defense here. Really good defense by Ball right there. 2-on-1 fast break. Easy layup for Jemai Meshack. I like what I'm seeing out of Adama Ball, even though I didn't know who he was before this game. And I don't know exactly. I didn't have a good angle to see how Tre Jones gets open here, but he's just going to have an easy basket at the rim. Broadcast should have done a better job there. Tre Jones shooting 50% from the field, 17 points for him. We got Grizzlies up by 2 here, and they're kind of wasting a good amount of time on the shot clock. I don't think it's terrible that they're doing that, but it might make it a little harder for them later in the possession if they don't get something off their first look. Cedric Coward most likely going to set another on-ball screen on Tre Jones. He's going to take Tre Jones with him. Cedric Coward's communicating with Ball to go to the opposite side. Cedric Coward wants this post up, and Colin Sexton, I think, does a pretty high IQ play here, notices this, and he's just going to stick on Cedric Coward. So double off the entry, and Giddey can kind of just worry about 2 guys in the corner. But we'll see if this pass actually gets to Cedric Coward. Tre Jones actually just going to switch. And wow, offensive foul by Cedric Coward. I don't know. I don't think Colin Sexton is that much better to have on Cedric Coward than Tre Jones in that scenario. Maybe a little bit. But it's going to be Bulls basketball. 43.7 seconds left in the game. Sexton might have sold it a little bit. Giddey going to inbound the ball into Tre Jones here. On-ball screen set by Isaac Okoro. He's going to take Adama Ball with him. 1-on-1. I actually don't know who 32 is. But Tre Jones does a really good job getting around his man. Easy layup at the rim. And let's see what the Grizzlies do here. Bulls most likely going to have last possession of the game. Another on-ball screen between Walter Clayton and Cedric Coward. We'll see. I mean, the Bulls keep switching this. Maybe at some point Isaac Okoro just stays on to Cedric Coward. Isaac Okoro can't be the one in help here because then you just leave Walter Clayton wide open. Giddey most likely going to have to help from the baseline, and Sexton's going to have to be in charge of these two guys in the corner. See, like Okoro, like Walter Clayton needs to space to the top of the key to make Okoro make a tough decision. Yeah. So Okoro's banking on Modest to help on this, but it's just there's too much space in between Walter Clayton and Jemai Meshack for Modest Buzelis to cover that much ground there. I really like that read by Cedric Coward. I like that Walter Clayton relocates here. I like that Jemai Meshack also notices he might have to move over a little bit. This is probably the highest IQ possession I've seen in this game, and it might be the reason the Grizzlies win this one. Ball going to be inbounded to Trey Jones, handoff back to Josh Giddey. Actually, it's going to be a fake. Trey Jones just going to keep it. Going to attack 32 again, one-on-one. Giddey open at, or not open, but Giddey going to receive the ball at the three-point line. Trey Jones didn't really have anything under the rim. And at this point, you know, as with only 10.5 seconds left on the game clock, down 3, like the more the game clock keeps going down, the more likely it is you're going to need a 3. Josh Giddey's just going to get a wide open layup, and the Bulls are going to have to play the foul game. It's going to be really tough because they don't have any timeouts. They need to foul immediately, and they're going to send Cedric Coward to the line. Cedric Coward is 0 for 1 from the line tonight, even though he's an 84% shooter from the line this season. He's going to make the first one, and he's going to make the second one too. Some clutch free throws there by Cedric Coward. Giddey loses the ball, but it's going to stay with Chicago. And Memphis is in the position here where they can definitely foul. They're up 3. So, they did right there. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, that makes sense to do that. I do think the NBA should do something about this because I'm not really a big fan fouling up 3. I don't know. I just don't really like these scenarios. It kind of just feels like you're taking advantage of the rules. But, I mean, as long as that's the rule, then, yeah, take advantage of it. Giddey's going to make the first free throw, and he might... Yeah, he definitely has to intentionally miss this. Pull a Austin Reeves if he's capable. And I don't know why he tried to make that. Grizzlies just need to inbound this. Oh my goodness. Why would you... So let's go over... So first of all, Giddey needs to miss that. I don't know why he would make that. The Bulls don't have any timeouts. There's only 4 seconds left in the game, and they're down by 1. And the Grizzlies are going to have the ball. Inbounding. So I don't know why you try to make that shot there. You have to miss that to have a chance in this game. And I don't know. So like we just have a bunch of guys stacked. Like no one's going the first 2 seconds, like no one's going towards the ball. And a high pass here by Cedric Coward. This guy's not going to be able to handle it. Trey Jones gets the steal. He needs to put something up. Like he doesn't have enough time to pass this ball for someone else to get a shot off. Like he needs to get a shot up. Like I find it very hard to believe Trey Jones doesn't know how much time is left on the clock. Like the Grizzlies just called a timeout. I'm sure everybody in the game knew there was 4 seconds left. He has to know that you don't have enough time to pass this ball to Colin Sexton. If you're Colin Sexton, like you have to get a quick shot. Like you can't do like a fancy layup. Like you got to get a shot off. So I don't know. Might have been a tanking effort by the Bulls there, but both of these teams have had pretty bad seasons, and they're both looking ahead to who they're going to be selecting with their draft pick in, I think, June.